Some of you know that I went to a ministers' conference this past week, and I attended a week-long workshop led by Yse Barnwell, who is one of the major movers in the musical group Sweet Honey in the Rock. And one of the things she helped us do was get more comfortable about leading the congregation in song. So I will be experimenting with some of the things I picked up during the week, and I hope you will you'll give me feedback about it. Anyway, so years ago, long ago in a faraway place, I lived in San Francisco back in the late 1970s. Back then, I could walk to the grocery store, to the post office, to the laundromat, to a gazillion coffee shops, to the movies, just about anything else I might want to do. I had moved to California from the East Coast planning to finish a nursing program I had begun at Lowell University, but instead found myself in San Francisco working for a physical therapy outpatient clinic in Union Square. I arrived each morning at 9. I got off each evening at 5. No work to take home. No reason to stay late. I liked my coworkers. We laughed a lot, even though we didn't get paid a lot. I had a partner to share household chores. We lived in a beautiful big apartment in Noe Valley with a great deck out back and functional fireplaces in all the bedrooms. I was about a day's drive from my folks, who at the time lived in Santa Clarita, and I saw them pretty regularly. Back then, the phone didn't make me cringe. Back then, I didn't carry a daytimer. Back then, my evenings and my weekends were my own, to plan and to play with Howard. I had time to read, time to hang out, explore the city, to volunteer, to travel. I cooked meals at home most nights of the week. In some ways, this sounds like an idyllic dream to me now. Of course, I also know a truth that coexisted with this peaceful life. I wasn't using my personal potential, and I didn't really like my work. I knew I couldn't keep that low-paying, dead-end job for very long, especially with sky-high city rents. I had started a nursing degree always with the knowledge that I'd have to finish it once I established residence in California. But life does happen while we are busy making other plans, doesn't it? Since that time, life has, for me, like for many of you, seemed as if someone pressed a fast-forward button. Somewhere along the way, time seems to escape our control. I never did complete the nursing program and instead found my niche in software development. I remember at one point boasting to my parents of my busy schedule. I'm too busy to come visit. So many people needed a little bit of my time. I was important because I had so many places to be. In the 90s, the world of software development was adventurous, and I was only limited by the number of hours in the day. I was ambitious and am, by nature, pretty energetic, so it was years before exhaustion hit and I realized that I really did not enjoy living in fast forward. I was out of balance and knew I needed to find a different way to be in the world. But what was it? And from that day to this, I have wrestled with time and my relationship to it. From my pastoral, personal, and professional interactions, I have come to understand this is the aspect of contemporary life that needs the most care, attention, and wisdom from us all. How do we tango with time? So, you don't have enough time. The kids need rides to and from their dance and music lessons. You have back-to-back meetings all day long. Your home phone rings. Your cell phone rings. The email piles up. You get home at 7 on a good night. Do you have enough energy to cook? The kids have homework. You have a phone conference with your boss in LA at 8 p.m. The house is a mess and there's a stack of Surface Mail piling up on the dining room table in between the hamster cage and your youngest daughter's origami collection. Let's begin by saying, for the most part, the details don't matter. Each of us has a different schedule. Many of us feel brutalized by those schedules. Those of us lucky enough to feel at last we have enough time, perhaps we are retired, perhaps we are not working a paid job for some reason, many of us still feel that we are not quite using our time the way we had hoped to or expected to. On the other hand, perhaps there are those among us who feel that they have it all completely under control and have plenty of time to offer adult RE at First Parish to teach us the secrets of their success. More than anything else, this morning I want to propose a path to making peace with time. And this pathway has three main signposts along the way: understanding, balance, and choice. Understanding, balance, and choice. One of the biggest mistakes I make and regularly hear others make is the recitation of the "I'm too busy" litany. I'm just too busy. Where did the day go? I'm too tired to even think. I never find the time to do X. And then we break into a little "I just can't do it" song and dance. The problem with this litany is that it doesn't do anything to help us make the changes we need to make, but it does serve to heighten our awareness of how rushed, stressed, tired, and frustrated we are. This song, sung to ourselves and to our friends and loved ones, has the effect of helping us to filter out awareness of downtime, opportunities to take a break or make a change. At the end of the day, it's often not, "Wow, I accomplished a lot of things today. I deserve a rest." Life is not an emergency. We rehearsed that. It's something more along the lines of, "Wow, I have dozens of things I didn't do today. Now I have to add them to the 20 things on tomorrow's to-do list, and my partner didn't get the 4 things I put on his to-do list, and now we'll never be able to fill in the blank." And the song goes on, and sleep, oddly enough, may be a little hard coming, and the alarm in the morning comes all too soon. The first signpost along our path to inner peace is understanding. How we understand or how we perceive things makes an enormous difference. The song we sing should sound maybe more like this: "I am feeling like I don't have enough time for myself, my family, my friends, or to do the things that help me feel creative, wise, and enthusiastic. I want to pay attention to this." Step 1, check your assumptions. You feel rushed, like you don't have enough time. Is that true? Are you making the most of your time? Or are you spending it watching TV or doing things for people that they could be doing for themselves? As a minister, this last is something I am particularly prone to. Perhaps some relatively small shifts of attention could help you reclaim some of your time. Another part of understanding has to do with how we understand ourselves in time. Can you give yourself credit for all that you do? Instead of looking at what you haven't done or feel you can't do, what if you focus on what you have accomplished? Today, my kids, my pets, I had 3 square meals, and we still have shelter over our heads. I finished X project today, talked to 15 people on the phone, wrote the report that's due tomorrow morning. I did 4 loads of wash and got the kitchen clean before heading out to watch my niece's dance recital. The point is, you can shift your understanding or your perception, if you prefer, to redirect your attention to your successes, the things that you are grateful for, the people you are glad to know, and an ongoing awareness of what you would like to make manifest. What do you want to bring into being in your life? Every moment is a sacred moment, but it won't be ours until we take time to recognize it. This alone would relieve a great deal of the pressure and stress that comes forward when we instead focus on how busy we are. The second signpost is balance. Balance was the thought with which this morning's message began. I wanted to speak in an encouraging way about how we can all truly manage to be spiritually fed, emotionally secure, politically active, physically fit, financially solid, relational beings. When I frame it like that, of course, it sounds like just the kind of thing that makes us want to run around like maniacs with a crammed date book, throwing away money on exercise machines we use about twice, and burning out while serving on the board of 5 agencies. This is the part I will be speaking about again and again and again till the day I die. It is possible to be spiritual, emotional, political, and have a job that fits. Balance and a view to the long term are key. Balance is blessedness. Nothing is settled. The terrain is always shifting, and life gets a lot easier when we learn to shift with it. Know thyself. What makes your life meaningful? Do you need work that uses your talent and makes a difference in the world? Do you need to serve others or make the world more beautiful? Could you be satisfied with a job that is perhaps not deeply meaningful to you but allows you to eat, have shelter, and necessities and leaves you plenty of free time to pursue your own interests? Know the answers to these questions. Don't fail to ask yourself the scary questions, such as, is this work, to which I have devoted so much time and energy, really a good fit for me? Is it still what I want to be doing? Recognize the truth that you have heard 10 million times before. The way you eat, the amount of water you drink, the way you breathe, the amount of exercise and sleep you get or do not get, make a huge difference in your quality of life, your ability to function highly, your creativity. So, we need to find some physical activity that fits us. My yoga book has exercises for people who are wheelchair bound. Maybe you're not a biker or a runner. And those of you who already have satisfying physical outlet are deeply aware of the way your whole body is affected by this activity. If you're not fulfilled by a demanding physical exercise, find a simple one. Walk more. Stretch in the mornings and in the evenings. Give yourself regular hand massage or a foot massage, while telling yourself that your body is healthy and strong. We can eat smaller meals more often. Drink plenty of water. We don't have to wait to do these things. Family time. Time with friends and loved ones. It seems to me that in recent years, too many families are feeling very rushed and scattered. Lifestyle changes and choices have meant less time together as family. Therefore, when we batten down the hatches and free up some of our time for relationships, it's usually nuclear family, and that's about it. On the other hand, it's very important to spend time with our partners and our children. However, it's also important for ourselves and our children to have relationships with their extended family, grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles. It is also vitally important for us to have friends we know, love, trust, and with whom we spend time. So when we are finding our balance, we need to sit down and discover how, in the course of a week or a month, we will have the kind of time with our nuclear family, our extended family, and our friends that will nurture both us and them. And don't preempt the process with it's impossible to get into their schedule. When we make important shifts in our own lives, we often serve as models for those around us. The likelihood is that your friends will find time to be with you. Or you may find that you become closer to those friends whose priorities are closest to your own. But remember, keep it simple. The house does not have to be spotless before you spend time with people you love. You do not have to do all the cooking. Ask your friends to bring a dish to share or split the cost of ordering out Chinese. The idea is to spend time with the people you love, not to display your cleaning skills or prove that you're related to Julia Child. Serving others, changing the world. When it comes to balance, this is usually the one that either doesn't make the cut or is the first to go when the cuts are being made. But I believe that being involved in serving others and helping to create change in the world is an integral part of a meaningful human life. And when we are working on or with causes that we deeply care about, we are fed ourselves. And we do not question the meaningfulness of our lives nearly as much. Find those things that truly motivate you, things that you care deeply about, and make commitments that are reasonable for you to keep. To use a church example, perhaps instead of serving as the chair of the closet cleaning committee, you could volunteer to clean the broom closet once a year. If you created a life where you know you want to be of service, take on roles that you have skills for and would feel good about. But don't be afraid to try something new and see how it fits. If you are experimenting a little, say, I've thought about it, and I've decided I'd like to try being the secretary of can counting. I'd like to have a trial period. I'll give it 3 months, Mark, and then we'll talk about it again and see how I'm doing and whether or not I'm right for the job. Say no to things, but don't forget to find a few things to say yes to. Be discerning, but remember, we need the world, and the world definitely needs us. In her excellent book, Life Makeovers, Cheryl Richardson says, "It's unlikely that your boss will be at your bedside at the end of your life thanking you for working so hard and for not taking vacations, or that clients or customers will be talking about how great you were for missing those family events in order to take care of their needs. The only thing that will matter at the end of your life is how much you loved and were loved by others, and what kind of legacy is the kind of legacy you'll leave behind." We all know about high divorce rates. Unions between gay men and lesbian couples also falter in high numbers. One of the leading contributors to this phenomenon is the degree to which we place our personal relationships too far down the list when it comes to allocating time and attention. Our partner can wait. We'll see them tomorrow. We can talk about things this weekend. She or he knows what I meant. But our personal relationships are most often our greatest resource. A person to love, with whom we can inevitably explore our deeper issues, someone we can bounce ideas off of, ask for feedback, ask for a hug, lavish with our affection. 2 hearts are usually better than 1, if they have been lovingly attended to. Finding the balance that's right for you is something that will require attention, experimentation, and most of all, the ability to recognize signpost number 3, which is choice. In the end, it all comes down to the choices we make. We are free agents, capable of choice every living moment. Will we choose to breathe deeply, Will we choose to say no to demands that are not in alignment with our deepest truths? Will we choose to exercise when we are tired? Will we choose to eat the potato chips and drink the soft drink? Will we turn on the TV or turn on our loved one to give them some of our attention? Will we take risks in pursuit of our dreams or play it safe? Will we choose to be patient or aggressive with obnoxious drivers and slow service personnel? Will we choose to make time for the spiritual practice that lifts us into union with that higher presence or power, or neglect them and leave them for another day? Return to the home of your soul. Whether or not we know peace in our days begins with how we see things, what we choose to look at both inside and outside of ourselves. To reclaim our lives, to return home, we must understand the best way to find balance in our lives, how to weave together the emotional, physical, financial, spiritual, and political parts of our lives. Look at the immediate. What's the best way for you to spend today? What are your highest priorities and interests? The ones that need daily and weekly attention. Then look also at the longer view. What kinds of things would you like to do once a month? What kinds of things do you need to do once a year? Finally, remember that we are making choices every moment, especially in how we are with other people. Do I look at others with love, respect, and compassion? Do you choose to speak truthfully from your highest self? Do you choose to believe others mean well? Do you treat yourself with dignity and love? Do you choose to take time for laughter, playfulness, quiet and free time? Your time is your own. As Anna Quidlin says, you are the only person who has sole custody of your life, your particular life, your entire life, not just your life at your desk, or your life on the bus, or in the car, or at the computer. Not just the life in your mind, but the life in your heart. Not just your bank account, but your soul. Let me close this morning's message with a piece by Kathleen McTeague. We come together this morning to remind one another to rest for a moment on the forming edge of our lives, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment until we claim for ourselves awareness and gratitude, taking the time to look into one another's faces and see their communion, the reflection of our own eyes. Why don't we just take a moment and do that right now? Don't want to make you uncomfortable, but just look around. Catch someone's eye. May we be here reminded of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again, we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to one another. Amen.